Well, Pete 912, and he now leads runner-up Steve Carlton by 29.
Houston's Nolan Ryan became the all-time strikeout leader in 1984, breaking a record held by Walter Johnson for 55 years. With each ensuing strikeout, Ryan adds to his own mark. With a blazing fastball clocked at over 100 miles per hour, Ryan has earned the reputation of being the hardest-throwing pitcher in baseball. His record 5 no-hitters attest to a hitter's futility when the Ryan Express is on track. Now 38, but off to one of the better starts in his career, we talked with Ryan before a recent start.
Whenever Nolan Ryan is announced as the opposing pitcher, fans, players, they all say, oh, it's going to be tough to win tonight. In fact, you even make headlines before you pitch. You look at the won-loss ratio, and it's pretty close to 500. Why haven't you won more games? Why aren't you unbeatable?
Well, you know, I'm a one-dimension player. I handle the defensive end of it. I have nothing to do with the offensive end of it, and the only part of the defensive end that I handle is throwing the ball. Once it leaves my hand, it's out of my control. So my goal is to go out there and give our team an opportunity to win. And if I don't do it that night, I haven't done my job. If I give them that opportunity and we don't win, then I think you have to look at past the pitcher as far as saying why they didn't win that particular night.
You try to strike out every batter you face?
No, I don't.
It just happens that way.
Well, I'm a style of pitcher. I try to use a minimum number of pitches I can, but if I get in a situation where I need a strikeout, I go for it with a guy on third and less than 2 outs. But I'm a strikeout pitcher because of the style of pitcher I am, the pitches I throw.
How fast are you throwing the ball now?
Well, they clocked me at 98 this year. I think when my first game in the Dome, I averaged 94 something. So I'm averaging in the course of the game, throwing 120 to 140 pitches, somewhere around 94, 95 miles an hour.
People are talking about your control this year, not walking as many batters. But don't you use your control or your wildness at times as an asset that the player out there knows that, hey, you may miss the strike zone or maybe coming at him?
Well, I think when I was developing that my control at times was an asset at one particular at-bats, but if you look back at my records, I would say my control definitely was a detriment early in my career because of my one-loss record, but I've improved each year with control, and I think that's a reflection of my delivery and my consistency in my delivery.
How important is that all-time strikeout record to you?
Well, I've come this far and I have a shot at it. But that's not something that's a burning goal of mine because it's a number that we don't know what we're dealing with. You know, who's to tell how long Steve Carlton's going to pitch? Who knows how long Nolan Ryan's going to pitch? So it's going to come down to who pitches the longest and gets the most innings in between now and the time they retire. In fact, when the season was over last year, I didn't know if I was ahead or he was ahead, and it really didn't matter to me. And that's pretty much my attitude. And it's just a number, and I'm more concerned with the performances when I go out to pitch and whether I help my ball club or not, and not whether I end up number one in the strikeout race. If I'm not number one, my name will be down there either second or third or somewhere in the top 10.
What's the highlight of your career?
Well, I think there's different events that mean different things to me. I get a lot of satisfaction out of the 5th no-hitter because once I tied Sandy Koufax at 4, that became a goal of mine, was to pitch the 5th one. I get a lot of satisfaction out of 383 strikeouts in one season because of the dedication and the consistency that it took to accomplish that. Playing in a World Series with the Mets. So there's a lot of things that are important to me, and I get special satisfaction out of it.
Is there a 6th no-hitter down the way somewhere?
Well, I think I still have that type of ability. Whether I can accomplish that or not, who knows, because there's been nights I've had better stuff and didn't throw no-hitters, and so everything has to go right, and those are the type of things that are out of your control, so it's hard to say, but I think that it's a possibility.